Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And yeah, I'm out here in the battery room, and I've got this thing prepped. But I still have 200 volts coming in on one and 180 coming in on two. So I'm not going to mess with the wires right now. I'm going to wait until just as the sun sets. And I already set 2 screws up there and extended the fireboard on the back, so I'm all set there. And when the sun goes down and there's no more juice coming in on the solar panels, then I'll very quickly shut everything down here and pull this one out and put this one in, then do some quick settings on it, and I should be good for when the sun comes up in the morning. That battery, I found out, it had disconnected on one of the wires sitting down on the bottom shelf there, and it's pretty much dead. Let's see. Yeah, it's not even registering on the meter anymore. And I tried hooking in the wind turbine, but nothing. So I'll take that off of there and put the wind turbine connections back where they belong up here, because there's hardly any breeze today, so I was thinking that the high output of that turbine wouldn't get much over 300 or 600 watts. I think this is rated for 600 maximum. But that turbine is capable of putting out 1200 watts at full wind. So that's 90-mile-an-hour winds. Anyway, I'm going to switch that over right now, and when I get the rest of this unit ready to go, I will quickly finish up this video so you guys can all see what I did. This is G Bear, pausing. Well, hello everybody, I'm back, and I got her installed. I decided not to wait until sunset, and I just taped the hot wires when I disconnected them one at a time. I taped the tops so I wouldn't get accidentally shocked. So anyway, as you can see, it's running. Now this would have nothing on it unless I was on grid, because this is a hybrid unit that can connect to the grid also. Okay, now that'll probably light up if I start the generator, because the generator is connected to the AC input when grid power isn't available. It's backup charge power on the AC input side, and this is the AC output side. And the grounds are connected on both of them there, and then I've got the grounds down here connected, so everything is grounded. The only thing I haven't figured out is how to connect the Wi-Fi on this. And I think it's going to take a USB cable for the Wi-Fi to go into that port right there from underneath, and then go to my router. Now I do have this one already set up, but I think that's a USB connection. Yeah, it is. Like for a printer cable. So I'll have to figure that one out. But it doesn't matter, because I can Wi-Fi access this battery, which tells me everything. Now the other thing I haven't set up yet is 485 communication with the BMS through this unit, because I have to know what protocol they want me to enter for this battery. So I'll contact my rep tonight and see if she can tell me what to set that at. So, and anyway, it's in place. I'm going to put the cover on because I don't need to access anything in here anymore. Everything inside is connected. Oh, sneezy. So, I'm powered up and running, and I'm happy. And as you can see, the volts coming in 198.5. And one other thing I want to check on is, I'll read it in the book, but it's saying here 120 volts going to the house. And I'm wondering if that should say 240, since I'm on a single phase 240 volt system. And I can probably tell by reading right off of the bolts there to see if I'm getting 120 on line 1 and 120 on line 2. If so, then that's what's going to the panel, because that's where the wires are connected, and it would be outputting both. So that's a little confusing. I'll clarify that. And I'm putting 252 watts into the cabin right now. That's probably because I have some ceiling fans and stuff running in there, because it's a little warm today. I also moved this over a little bit so it wasn't up against that unit anymore. And I can get better access to the label here, the panel label. And I put the dust protectors on both sides. And that's pretty cool. They had those with magnetic tape on them. So you just stick them in place on the cabinet. That's pretty cool. I like that. So as you can see, it's AC out. Tap the screen and it comes on. And I think this has a screen protector on it. Yeah, it does. I'll pull that off a little bit later. I usually leave them on until I can't see through them anymore, and then I change them. I'll pull them off. So history gives me all the information here. Settings lets me go into the different settings here. And on the battery, I'm showing my 400 amp hours, which I have. On LFP16, that's the category of the batteries. The automatic battery activation is enabled. And constant charge voltage is set at 56. Floating charge voltage is set at 56. Now, I think I saw in the book where it wants those to be like 57.6 or something like that, but I'll look that up and get to that point. Now you just hit return and you're back. You go to these settings and others, and you can use the arrows to go through the unit. Now I set the present time right there, time and date. And then I can reset the screen from here, or the screen buzzer enabled. I'm just going to return and go to the main. Pretty easy. Very simple setup. I mean, for most part, as soon as I turn the system on, in the order that it said to turn it on, it just came to life and started doing its thing. We'll see what we get from here. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Questions and comments down below. And this is G Bear, signing off.